So UConn survived. That's the only way I'm going to describe what happened today for the UConn Huskies. I thought they looked real good up to a point. They looked unbelievable to start the game. Like, I watched the start of this game and I'm like, GG's. GG's, it's over. It's over. Like, it's now a situation where UConn are just gonna go and win. Louisville aren't terrible. Like, I really, really thought Ziegler was good. I thought, like, obviously her coming from St. Joe's, like, it's putting up 16 and 18 in your first game against UConn, coming from St. Joe's is big, which is like a much, much lower level. And I have to say, this was a big showing from some of them. And I have to say, I was kind of impressed by Louisville because they went down 25 points and they had it back to 10 with like 3 minutes to go. Like, they had it back to within one run. They were within one run of getting back into this game. And I was like, yeah, it's this could happen. I literally was just like, oh shit, this they might actually blow it. But in the end, look, UConn have the talent, they have the ability, and I just thought that they held on and they were good enough to win down the stretch. Like, they do have two of the best 15 players in the country. They have the best player in the country in Sarah Strong, and then they have maybe the 12th, 13th best player in the country in AZ Foot. I still don't like. I'm still not. I think AZ Foot's really good, but like I still think AZ Foot is like your fourth best player on a good team type player in the WNBA. Like, I think AZ Foot's real good. Like, I'll say AZ Foot I think has like a zero bust potential because her ability to shoot that three ball is so good, even though she didn't shoot the three ball well today. I will say it is like it's a really interesting one because her mid-range shot was looked good. Like, her mid-range shot looked real good today. It looked real good. She got to the basket once or twice and she looked a bit more comfortable slashing, which is interesting after those knee injuries. Like, I think a lot of people when it came to those knee injuries were like, she might be done. And a lot of people's aggression goes when they have serious injuries. Like, even Paige Bueckers to an extent. Like, Paige was never had played with the same kind of freedom that she played with as a freshman. Like, I think she still has all the ability in the world. Like, we're not out here going to be saying Paige Bueckers is a bad basketball player or anything. But what we can say is that there's definitely was a difference between freshman Paige versus the version of Paige that went to the WNBA. Like, there was this level of freedom. There was this level of like I don't even know what way to say it, but like, there was never a shot really she didn't like. And the WNBA, even though she was hitting crazy shit, it was like a lot of the time she was so hesitant to shoot that she was passing up good looks and being forced to shoot late in the shot clock, crazy shit that was going in because she's that skilled. Whereas with AZ, she's looking probably more aggressive. And that's one of the things that I'm really impressed with AZ Foot. But I still just don't like, we're looking at that, but it's like being competent at some things and obviously being very, very good at shooting the ball. I don't think it's quite enough. I thought early on in the game, KK Arnold was really good. Like, when they went on their run early, I thought KK was fantastic. I thought she was a big reason why they were ahead. We didn't see any of the freshmen play, did we? I don't think we didn't see any of the freshmen play at UConn. And I think a lot of people were this year's freshman class was really interesting because they really went like high upside. Like they brought in Gandhi, who look, I've watched a lot of Gandhi. Like, well, I watched her entire basically 20s Euros when she played a couple of years ago for Ireland. And not that I wasn't impressed with Gandhi, but I was like, she looked good. Like, she looks good at a Euro B championship, but like, she doesn't look like she's going to be out there and like take over games. She was rebounding the ball. She was still really raw, and that was only last summer. Like, the gap between like Gandhi and Grace Prenter, who's kind of ended the bench for Texas, was huge. Like, Grace was significantly better playing for Ireland, but there's all that potential in Gandhi because she's 6 foot with a 6'6" with a 7 foot wingspan, and again super raw. They kind of went with that, and I think UConn were like, look, we're going to bring in our transfers and Sarah Williams. We're going to bring in some transfers. We're going to be okay. And I thought Sarah Williams, I'm going to be honest, anonymous. I thought Kaylee Hackle looked really good, though. I thought she came in and, look, she came in and shot. Like, it's kind of as simple as that. She came in and took shots. Like, AZ percentages were very iffy today. Like, she took 20 shots. Like, she had 20 points on 20 shots and shot 0 free throws. It's not ideal. But the fact is, she was 7 of 12 inside 2, which is good for her. Kaylee Hackle was able to get to the basket and hit some big shots. Didn't hit the 3. Didn't even notice she didn't hit a 3 because I actually thought she looked aggressive and she looked like she wanted to attack, which, I mean, we saw it at USC last year, especially when Juju went down. She is somebody that's not going to be scared at the moment at all. You can say what you want about Kaylee Hackle's game and Kaylee Hackle's ability, but there is no way that there's absolutely no way that like she's going to be scared of the moment, which is big for UConn. But look, UConn go where Sarah Strong goes. If Sarah Strong plays like National Player of the Year, they could win the championship. Like they have a tough enough schedule, don't they? Like Michigan's not an easy out. Like that's not an easy out at all. Because look, as much as Michigan aren't going to be the greatest, you've got year 2 Silas Swords, you've got Olivia Olson. Like they're good. USC, I thought last year USC were drastically overrated when people were saying they're the best team in the nation, but I also think USC are underrated this year. Iowa is a game they should win. If it was in Iowa, I'd give Iowa a puncher's chance, but probably not. And then Notre Dame is a real interesting one in January. Tennessee. But like when they get into conference play, I just don't see how they lose a game. Like they're in a piss take of a conference. So I just don't see how they lose that many games. Look, there's a world where they go undefeated. Like there is, like if they can get past Notre Dame undefeated, they should be going undefeated. Like Tennessee are the best team they're playing, but I just don't. Unless Janiah Barker turns into a fucking what we expect Janiah Barker to be, I don't see him losing that game. Like first game of the year is where you can get got. And look, they started off so well that they were able to have a lull in the second half, as you can see in the game flow. And they were up huge. They were up big early. They went up 14-1. Like, they went up 14-1 and they tied the rest of the game. So, in the first 4 minutes, for the rest of the game, it was a tie. And, it looked like Louisville were starting to come back. And in fairness, Connecticut, Sarah Strong was the player that stepped up. AZ Foot hit an open shot. It was, look, Sarah Strong's the best player in the country. But they do need to step up and play better for 4 quarters because I think they are the favourites and the favourites for a reason, but they've probably got to be better. Probably got to be better than they showed today, especially Like, they blitzed them to start the game. I was not that impressed. Like, I watched the first quarter in a bit, and I'm like, okay, yeah, UConn are winning this whole thing. And as the game went on, I'm like, maybe not. Maybe not. But look, they're still massive favourites. It's game one. They won it. But they should be putting a better performance together for 4 quarters and not letting a team not letting a team back in to the game at all when you have a 25-point lead. Like, that's something you really can't do. But anyway, I'll see you guys.